Hey guys, it's Samara again here at Savvy Planner Studios. So today is going to be, I guess, day 3 of these short tutorials on how to use our templates in the Basic Edition software from Silhouette Studio. So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you guys how to do a combination of things in regards to uploading patterns or images and clip art into Silhouette Studio and then manipulating or resizing the clip art. So that should be a pretty good tutorial to kind of like get you guys started on the basics here, because I know a lot of people are new to Silhouette in their software specifically, and so they look at it and it can be at first sight an overwhelming software because you see all of this um, shape manipulation and tools and menus and things like that, and you're like, okay, I want to design my own stickers, but I don't really have the time to like master this software. Well, Silhouette is pretty straightforward in terms of certain things that you can do, like changing colors and adding patterns into shapes, and resizing the patterns, resizing the shapes, and things like that. But what we did here at Savvy Planner Studios was we created a product that any user, whether beginning or advanced, can actually use to create their own planner stickers. And the momentum behind that was the fact that we started out that way where we didn't know anything about Silhouette Studio, we didn't know anything about the software, but we had to actually stop to take the time, and we watched tons of YouTube videos and tons of people giving us instructions on how to do this and how to do that. And that took, um, I want to say, anywhere from 6 months to a year for us to like really get familiar and like confident with using the Silhouette Studio software. Some of you don't have all that time, but you do want to save yourself some money, and you want to be able to come in here and make nice stickers for yourself and print them and cut them and put them in your planners. And so we wanted to kind of create a product that was a bridge between users who don't know the software and users who do, and make it accessible so that either one can basically make their own planner stickers. So that's what we did, and we created the digital planner sticker template. So in the last couple videos, I showed you the full box template for Erin Condren. We do have them for Happy Planner and Happy Planner Classic. Happy Planner Classic and Happy Planner Big. Stumbling over words here, but yeah, so we have them for Erin Condren Vertical. We have them for Happy Planner Classic and Happy Planner Big right now in our shop. Um, and we have, I believe, at least 11 templates for each one of those layouts, and we are currently working on releasing a set of new templates for you guys that will include kits, so stay tuned for that. But in today's video, I went ahead and I opened up the half box template for you guys so you could see that in action as well, and that's actually the one that I'm going to use. So the half box template today in the basic edition for Erin Condren is half of a full box. That should be pretty familiar to you if you are an avid planner girl already or planner guy. On this template, you receive 50 half box stickers. They're already pre-set up. They're pre-formatted, so as far as moving any of this around and making sure it fits on the sheet or it's sized properly or anything like that, you do not have to worry about. The only thing you have to do is come in here and learn how to decorate and create whatever planner stickers you want inside the Silhouette Studio software. And we're doing these short tutorials so that way we can kind of give you guys some little tips and tricks and things that you can play with piece by piece, instead of coming in here and trying to give you a whole overview of the entire Silhouette Studio Basic Edition software. That'll take too long, more than 2 hours, and sometimes you just need to have little tasks that you can kind of tackle little bit by little bit, so that way you don't feel overwhelmed or overloaded with information. So that's what these tutorials are for. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into this. So if you're new to Silhouette, I'm going to show you today, right now, how to import pattern paper packs into the Silhouette software. I have a video already up, but I believe that it was using the designer edition and one of the higher edition softwares. So I kind of want to show you that using the basic edition, so that way if you are a BE user, uh, this software doesn't look strange to you. Okay, so on my desktop over here, I have a folder labeled patterns. I'm going to double click that so I can open it. Now these are all patterns that I have downloaded from my account on Etsy. So I have some like space patterns here. Let me make these icons larger. 1 second. I want to make them larger so you guys can see them better. Okay, here we go. So I have some like space patterns, galaxy patterns up here. And then I have this beautiful, gorgeous kawaii paper set. I forgot who actually made this one. Let's see, who made this one? Bloomsicle. Yeah, so Bloomsicle made this set. And so I have her papers here. I don't need this one right now. I can get rid of that one. Okay, so I have 2 sets of papers here, and I'm going to take all of them and put them inside my Silhouette Studio software. Now, how you do that is you come over here to this tab where it says Library, and you click that tab, and it's going to open up a section inside Silhouette Studio where you have these different folders. One is for fonts, one is a library, and the other one right here says patterns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this patterns folder over here on my left hand side, and you'll see that it is going to basically show you that there's a folder here, but it's empty. So what you're going to want to do next is come over to your folder where you have your images stored, and you're going to want to select them all at once, or you can do it individually, however you prefer. I'm going to select all of mine at one time. There's one here that is a copy, so let me just, there we go. And then I'm going to drag them over on top of the patterns folder. When I do this and release my mouse cursor, they're going to upload directly into my patterns folder. Okay, I'm just going to select my images, and then I'm going to drag it over to patterns. And they're loading. Okay. Yeah, that other method, it never worked for me. Drag and drop works for me. Okay, so now my images are in here. Now we can go back to our design board. Once you import your images into Silhouette, to check to make sure that they are in there, you're going to come over to the fill panel, go over to the pattern section, which is this fill pattern section right here, the little polka dot, click it, and then you're going to scroll down, and your images should now be inside your pattern section inside Silhouette Studio software. This is directly connected to the library. So whatever you put here in this patterns folder right here is the same thing that's going to appear right here in your pattern section. And now you can use these to fill your stickers on your sticker sheet. So once you do that, I want to zoom in so you guys can see this better. I'm going to zoom into the first 2 rows here. You can now see the half boxes. To import a pattern into any half box, all you need to do is click the shape, come over to your color fill panel or your fill panel, open it up, go to the little polka dot tab, click the polka dot tab, and scroll down and begin to select whatever pattern it is that you want. So I'm going to use this galaxy pattern first. And it just pops right in there. Now if I zoom in a little further, you guys can see that you have your pattern box here and you have your cut line here. All of our stickers are created with this bleed here, which is this extra space outside of this cut line. So that way when you send your files to cut, they cut exactly, and there's no I want to say like room, in a sense, room for error, where uh, they don't cut perfect, and then you wind up with white on the outside of your sticker, or some other situation happening where it doesn't really look nice. So all of our digital sticker templates, we have cut lines, and then we have a bleed, so that way your stickers can cut as close to perfect as they possibly can. So I just wanted to let you guys in on that little side note there, so that way you know that we have designed this very well, and with the basic user in mind all the way to the advanced user. We have everyone and their needs thought about when we went ahead and created these sticker templates. So just so you know that. All of these half boxes have bleed lines to where they will cut as close to perfect as they possibly can. Okay, so let's go back out here. Go back over. I'm going to zoom this in again so I can get as close as possible here. Okay. So now you have your image inside your first half box. If I want to put an image in another box, I simply just click that box. You can see that it's selected because of the border that pops up around it with the resize options. And then I'm going to put in another pattern. I'll put in this little cute kawaii pattern right here. Now once you do that, there's two things you can do here. You can leave the pattern as it is, which basically means leave it alone, and that's how it's going to print. Or you can scale or resize this pattern to your liking. In order to do that, you're going to click your pattern box. You're going to come over here to the bottom of the fill panel window where it says advanced options. When you come down here, there are a variety of things that you can do inside this section. So here you have mirror pattern where you can flip it back and forth, and also aspect ratio. You can rotate your pattern. You can change the angle here of your pattern. You can scale it, and you can pan it. What I want to focus on today is panning and scaling. Panning your pattern. In order to do that, I want to zoom in here so you guys, I want to zoom in so you guys can see it. And let's make this full screen. Okay. When you're panning your pattern, you're going to want to select the pattern box and then come down here to the bottom of the fill panel under advanced options, and you're going to want to hit pan. Then what you do is you bring your mouse cursor all the way over on top of this little white section in here. Zoom in a little closer. This white section. And you see that when I brought my cursor in, it changed. So it went to this little small arrow with this little diamond shape next to it. Once you see that and you're over this little white section in the center of this box, you're going to click, and then you can begin to scroll. If your pattern was seamless, you can do this to where you can move into any section of the pattern or image itself, and then you can stay focused on that. So let's say, for instance, I just want to see, I don't want to see the whole shape like this. I just want to see this little like multicolor burst of, like, I'll call it outer space gas. So I want to bring this into the center of my half box, just like this, and then I'm going to release it. When I do that, it's fixed. It's in a fixed position now. So if I try to move it, I'm actually going to move the pattern box. So I'll go ahead and do that just so you can see it. I click it, and then I drag it, and I'm actually moving the pattern box. Okay, you don't want to do that. So I'm going to hit Command C to go back. In order for me to move where this looks like it's just the pattern itself, and you don't see it being cut off here with this edge cut, which means that that's the end of the image, and then it just starts again on the other side, you're going to come over here to scale. With this little triangle here, you can drag across to scale in as far as you want, up to 500%, or you can scale it out as far as you want, where then you wind up seeing like these little squares, and that doesn't really look nice when designing. So what I want to try to do is drag this in as far as I possibly can, just enough to get this section over here. And when I believe I'm far enough in, I can actually kind of guess or range how far I need to scale up in order to focus in on that section. So then let's say I'm going to type in here 185, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now that I've done that, I'm going to exit really quickly so you can see it. I'm more so focused on this part of my image than I am on the burgundy side that was over here. And so that's just kind of like a tip or trick to use, where you can just focus in on certain aspects of a pattern or certain parts of an image, as opposed to just dropping the whole thing in there and then you seeing everything pretty much as it is. So that's how you scale your patterns and pan them. Now let's say I wanted to try to get rid of this little burgundy part that's left over here. I can go back to the same section under advanced options and hit pan again, come back into the center of my image, zoom out a little bit, come back into the center of my image, click, and move it around just a little more so I can eliminate as much as that burgundy as I possibly can, just enough to get this beautiful pink and blue part of this pattern. And then there you go. So I have my pattern adjusted, and let's compare that to the pattern as it inserts by itself, so you can see the variety that you can create with our planner sticker templates. So I'm going to go back over to patterns and come down, and I'm going to get the very same pattern that I put inside this first box right here. And that's it. Do you guys see the difference? So in this image, I'm solely focused on this part right here. This little burst of like pink and blue. Again, I'm going to call it outer space gas because I have no idea what that is. But it's very beautiful. But I'm focused on this corner of the image right here. And so this just shows you how many variations you can actually create inside Silhouette Studio just by simply using the scaling and pattern and panning option that they have inside the pattern section of their fill panel. It's really unique and really amazing once you get to playing around with it. It's so much fun, and I can spend hours sitting over here just moving stuff around and just like zooming in so I can see small little tidbits of the photos and of the images and things like that. So it's really fun. So that is how you pan and scale. The second thing that I wanted to show you is that we can go over here to this kawaii one, is that when you get images like this, you can kind of focus in on just a single element as opposed to again leaving it just as it is. So in this one, we're going to see if we can scale around maybe like this little cat right here or this little bunny in the corner, and see how that kind of works out, because it's really about going into the software and playing with it so you can get a feel of how it works, and then you can pretty much start designing whatever it is that you want to. So I want to zoom into this little guy over here. So let's zoom into our kawaii box, and then we're going to open up the fill panel and go to the pattern section. And now I kind of want to just start with scaling this image first. I don't want to pan it, I just want to scale it. So I'm going to come down here to scale pattern, and then I'm just going to start moving in on the image. So remember I said, let's try to get this little bunny or the cat. Let's try to get the bunny first. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to scale in, and so I think 275 might do it. So we're going to try 275. And then we're going to go to pan. I'm going to click pan, and remember, go over to the center of the image. and make sure your cursor changes. And then you're going to kind of just want to move the pattern over so you can get to the section that you want. Now, because this is a pattern and there's things over, like kind of like overlaid on top of one another, you're not just going to be able to get the bunny. You're going to get other little pieces as well. So the best thing that you can do in terms of that is kind of just find a position that works for you, that you think is kind of cute or that you like, and focus it there by itself, and then just deal with just that. So I think this shot right here is really cute. So then I'm just going to let my mouse go, and then there you go. And then if I don't like that and I want to scale it back out some so I can see more of the elements that are in the pattern, I can do that as well by just dragging my scale to the left, and then I can adjust or zoom in and zoom out of my pattern. So that's really cool. Okay, so we've adjusted that one. So let's compare that to the original pattern that we had. So right here I focused on my little bunny and my little mouse, and now I'm going to come back, and in the box next to it we're going to put the same image inside that box. And so that's how you do it. That is how you insert patterns. That's how you scale them and pan them to make adjustments to go ahead and start decorating your planner sticker templates. So far, I hope that these tutorials are helping you guys and doing you guys justice as far as getting you familiar with the Silhouette Studio software. Let us know in the comment section below that if they are, or if you think that they're not, that's fine as well. But definitely let us know if they are helping you out, because we're trying our best to make sure that we can get you as much help as you possibly can in getting started with Silhouette Studio Basic Edition, especially if you're a newbie to the community. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I look forward to doing more tutorials with little tips and tricks on how to use Silhouette Studio Basic Edition in partnership with our templates here at Savvy Planner Studios. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to next time.